I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mone's Curvy Closet podcast and the YouTube version Mone's Curvy Closet. I know it has been a very long time. I want to say my last podcast upload was December 17th, I think, of last year. It's been over 3 months. It definitely has been quite some time. Your girl has been MIA. I hate to say that. I try not to be one of those content creators that takes breaks like that and turn around and say, okay, I'm back and, we back in full effect and we finna drop bangers and all that crap, right? And then 2 days later, I'm back MIA again. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers, or content creators. So I just roll with the flow. I always say on this channel, just roll with the flow because I don't know what I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Okay, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Okay, so just enjoy right now. All right. But anyway, let's see what has been going on the last 3 months. Christmas has happened, New Year's have happened. The children actually just came off of spring break. Of course, a lot of things have been going on in the news. And just, the same old with me, working, hustling. That's what I do best. Kids are kidding. Well, I mean, not kidding, but you know what I mean. But just a lot been going on internally. A lot of things have been going on just outside within the real world, within myself, trying to make some decisions, trying to just, create a better way of life, all of the things. So we'll get into a lot of those things that's been going on. I do want to say some, what is it? Not housekeeping rules, but some church announcements, if you will. Don't forget to always check out my website, monescurvyclosetllc.com. My website is always down in the comment section on the YouTube channel. Please, please, please support your girl on my website. I have a ton of, not a ton, I shouldn't say a ton, but I definitely have some goodies on there that I would love you guys to support on in regards to listen, spring. It's what's today? March 21st? I think today is March 21st. So if I'm not mistaken, we're already in spring. I know did time go up or back? No, time went back. No, time went up. Time went somewhere. I don't know. And I'm assuming we're already in spring, child. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that it's real nice outside and my birthday is coming up in 2 months. So that means it's getting hot outside. It's real nice outside. I got some shades on there for the girls. I got some lashes on there for the girls. I got some sundresses on the website for the girls. So listen, please support a small Black business. Also, okay, please make sure you support my ebook. The ebook was dedicated for my plus size girls, my curvy girls, but all women of shapes and sizes and colors, races, whatever have you, can benefit from this ebook. It is a simple ebook that you can download and have with you forever, wherever you go. And it's just words of encouragement. It's just information and words of affirmation, if you will, as well, to just encourage my plus size curvy girls. But again, even if you're not curvy, even if you're skinny, although it's dedicated to my plus size girls, it's also a declaration to women of empowerment and beauty and inspiration. So all women can benefit from it. All women, whether you're skinny, whether you're curvy, whether you're black, white, yellow, orange, pink, okay? All women can benefit from this ebook. So please make sure you support that. That is also on my website, monescurvyclosetllc.com. I need to push more for my website and the things that I carry on my website. It's just, I say this all the time and I hate to sound like a broken record, but life be lifing, okay? And I need to push myself more with the things that I have going on, my website, things that I am selling, all of the things, right? If you follow me on our vlog channel, which is also down below, the link is down below. Y'all know I hustle, I work, right? And I have just been, as you can see, my absence on here on my podcast and my YouTube channel. Your girl just been MIA, just been working and working, and I am trying my very best. I told myself this year, one of my resolutions, and I do believe in resolutions. Sorry, I'm one of those girls. Um, I did tell myself that I'm going to try my very best not to chase a dollar. Okay. I spend a lot of my years spent and continue to spend a lot of my years chasing a dollar, and I don't like it. It runs me crazy. It stresses me out. And at the end of the day, I have to tap into my faith a lot more and trust that all things will come together, all things will work out, and believe that the universe will work itself out for me and my children. So I can't continue chasing a dollar, right? If I got it, I got it. If I don't, I don't. And pray to the Lord that it's going to happen and I'm going to get it somehow, right? So I'm just going to do my best to not put so much effort into my side hustles as far as, my Amazon Flex and Uber and not Uber, DoorDash and things like that, and focus more on my YouTube channel, my podcast. I miss doing my podcast. I do listen to other podcasts, and every time I do, I just be like, I cannot wait to get back to recording and uploading and seeing what the people have to say. So I need to really force myself to get back into what I love to do, what makes me feel creative, what brings me joy, which is my YouTube channel, my podcast, talking about plus size fashion, what it is to be a plus size woman, beauty, all of the things, right? That was my whole sole purpose of doing this and being on many different platforms, was to be myself, and see who else likes it, and not even necessarily likes it, but who else can relate to it, right? That's a better term. Who else can relate to the type of woman that I am, the type of plus size woman that I am, the information that I want to provide, and things that I want to say, So that was my whole sole purpose of doing this, and I need to get back to doing it, especially if I want this to be a full time dream for me, not even a full-time job, but just a full-time dream for me. So I really have to get back to my passion, and I'm going to do my best. I want y'all to hold me to the fire, okay? And remind me if I'm slipping. I got to get with the people. The other thing I was thinking about, well, I should say what I was thinking about the other day was that I really want to build a strong community social wise. I know that some people don't believe in what I think they call it social peril or something like that. I'll pop the word on the screen. But it's pretty much relationships within social media, right? Where, people who follow you, supporters, if you're celebrity fans, whatever you want to call them, paranormal? No, paranor. I don't know. Anyway, parasocial. I think that's it. I don't know, but it's where your fans or your followers or whomever you want to call them, build this strong relationship with you, and they feel like they know you based off information you put out on the internet. However long they followed you, they feel like they really know you, right? And sometimes that can be a little dangerous because some folks are crazy, i.e., that Rihanna situation. If you don't know, Google it. But I guess I don't know too much about it, but I guess a crazy fan or something shot up her house, and her and the kids, and I think her husband, or I don't know, I think they're not married. ASAP Rocky, the children, the father of her child. I don't want to say baby daddy because they're together. But they were all in the house, and some crazy girl shot up the house. Girl, it's a lot going on, but um, it could be some crazy folks out there. So you got to be careful what you put out there. But I do believe that when you are very authentic and you are very relatable, it builds a strong community, and that community ends up supporting you, right? Supporting you, whether it's financially, whether it's words of encouragement, whether it's showing up at, I don't know, if you do have concerts, if you do pop-up shops, if you sell things, whatever, if you have a service, a business, whatever it is, If you build a strong community, that community will hold you down. And I want to work on building a stronger community for Mone's Curvy Closet platform, which means I have to be a lot more active. I have to definitely start getting on live, on TikToks and Facebook and Instagram and things of that nature. I definitely have to start really interacting with the people. Really getting down in the comments. I mean, I definitely do comment and show love and have dialogue, but I just really have to be more relatable and be more interactive with my people if I really want to build a strong community. If I'm going to do this, if I plan on having a name in the social world, if you know what I mean. So that's the plan. We will see how that works out. I have to constantly tell myself and push myself to do these things, because I can get so wrapped up in trying to make money that I just let a lot of stuff go by the wayside, and I can't continue doing that. So that's my plan. So if you guys can just support me on my website, support me on my social media, all of my links, all of my handles are always down below. Please, please, please support your girl, because this is a dream of mine. If you follow me for this long, then you've already known that this is something I really want to do. I'm curious as to who still follows me from when I was Mone the Mogul. Like, do y'all remember that? Do I have people on here who follow me when I was Mone the Mogul? That would be very interesting to see. So I was thinking about incorporating a few things in my content. I guess for my podcast people, if you listen to the podcast version, you can go over to the YouTube version and participate in this if you want to. But I do see a lot of people within their content. They'll say, if you made it this far in the video, put a apple in the comments or something like that, right? Something real random. So I really want to start doing that, because I think it's a great way to find out how long people are watching, if they're paying attention and they're listening to you, how far they get into your videos. So I'm going to start doing that. Now, I know we're still in the beginning of this video, but I mean, hey, people may not even have gotten this far. So if you have gotten this far in the video, put in the comments, let me see. Oh, since I have black on, put in the comments a black heart if you have gotten this far in the video. I also want to include a segment, right? Because I've noticed a lot of people do this as well, right? And I like these ideas. I know I don't want to just jack people's ideas, but I actually like these ideas, because I do see it gets it is a way to get the people to interact with you. So these are very good at content ideas anyway, right? But I want to include a segment in my content. I'm thinking of calling it What's in Your Closet, right? Because Mone's Curvy Closet, What's in Your Closet. And I don't know, it could be either, maybe I'll have people like inbox me a question if they want advice. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a professional, I'm not a life coach or anything like that. However, I do like to think that I can give some sound advice. I do like to think that I can just give my authentic opinion about things, and you can either take it or take a little bit from it or completely ignore it. I don't know, but I do think that I have a voice. I do think that I have a strong opinion. I do like to think that I think outside the box. I'm not as judgmental as some people may be. I'm a lot more understanding when it comes to people's differences, the way they live, the way they look, things of that nature, right? And so I like to think that I could give some decent advice or give some commentary on things. So maybe I will include a segment where you can write in or inbox me a question, or I don't know if I should do questions or if I should do advice. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. If I'll have people like submit their, and I should do it through my website. I should do it through the website, right? Because I should have people writing to my website. Yeah. Okay. But I don't know yet. I don't know exactly what I want them to write in. I don't know if it's like writing your advice, your questions, if you want me to give you advice, if you want my thoughts on things. I don't know. Um, and then maybe I'll just go through my emails. I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But if you guys are interested in that, if you have a question, if you want my idea or my thoughts and opinions on some things, it could be about anything. It could be about love, relationships, parenting, sex, um, politics. Again, I'm not a professional on a lot of things. I'm definitely not a professional or expert on politics. So if you ask me about what's going on in this world, I'll give you my personal thoughts and opinions. It won't be a lot because I'm not a political person in that way. I just know what's fucked up and what we're going through is messed up. Excuse my language. But if you want my thoughts, I can give you that. Listen, I'm a girl that has always prided myself on giving my opinion, and I don't care how you take it or what you think of it. I don't try to be rude or disrespectful, but I'm definitely a girl that, listen, these are my thoughts and these are my opinions, and it is what it is. If you don't like it, it is what it is. Okay. But yeah, so I'll work on that. I'm still tweaking that idea, but I mean, hey, if you guys, now want to send in some questions or need advice or whatever, we can kick it off. Feel free, monescurvyclosetllc, send it there and we'll take it from there. But I'm still tweaking it. I'm still working on it. And we'll see how that works out, girl. So y'all, I have been going through it mentally, but I have started back therapy because of it. Okay. And I'm really proud of myself. I haven't really had a good session in about a year or so, maybe around May of last year. And I reached out to my therapist because it was a lot going on at work. But I also wanted to just get back into my sessions with her. I've always said that I really do think it's important, especially for Black people, to go to therapy. I really do think it is important for us to talk to someone because within the Black community, there's just so much to unpack. There's so much that we go through trauma, having to deal with our parents' trauma, and it trickled down into how they raised us, what they've been through, what they have experienced, and then again, it trickles down to us and how they raise us. And I just think it's just very important because the Black community, and I've said this before, the Black community have been taught, um, whatever happens in this house stays in this house, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that saying. And therefore, a lot of us have just kept things private. We have kept our thoughts and our opinions and our feelings to ourselves, because you can't, you're not supposed to tell folks your business. You're not supposed to let folks know what's going on in your house. And because of that thought process, because of how some of our mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers were raised, it harbored a lot of pain. And I think it's important for us to get that out, right? So I'm an advocate for going to therapy. I think it's very therapeutic. And it exposed a lot. It helps you understand a lot about yourself. I've said this before. I started to understand a lot about me and my dynamic and my relationship with my mom. And I'm still unpacking a lot as far as just who I am and why I am the way that I am. I still have a lot to talk about to my therapist, right? So I just really encourage people to go to therapy. I think it's something that it is needed, and continuous therapy. I really want to work on continuing to go to therapy. If you're working, um, please check out your benefits. I go through, well, not go through, but of course, I use my insurance. There's also, I'm not sure of the exact name, But there's also a, how can I say, I don't want to say a program, but for lack of better words, there's like a program or like sessions, free sessions that you could use if you have a therapist or you find a therapist. I go through sondermind.com, and I'll put the link down below. Sondermind.com. That's how I found my therapist. She's a Black woman. Definitely wanted someone Black. Definitely wanted a woman. And I love her. And we do a lot of, I've never actually met her in person in a session. We do it virtual, which I love. Because I think I started seeing her not during the pandemic, but a little, like maybe a year or so after the pandemic. So everything was still virtual at that time. So, but yeah, check out your benefits. And I forgot what it's called, but there's something that you can sign up where you can use like a couple. They give you like maybe 5 visits. I don't know. But they give you like a certain amount of visits that you could file and use before you have to start paying, right? Um, and it all depends on your insurance. I have Cigna, but it all depends on what kind of insurance you have. I strongly encourage for people to really understand their benefits, really understand what you can do with your benefits. If you have a 9 to 5 job and you have medical uh, benefits or whatever, health insurance, I strongly encourage people to really understand what you can do with that. Um, I had stopped going for a period of time because it was becoming costly. Not so much to the point where it was just really expensive. No, it was just because I'm doing everything on my own. I had to forfeit some things, and unfortunately, therapy was one of them. But it's not for, and again, it's based off your insurance. Everybody's not going to obviously pay the same. Everybody's price is not going to be the same. So I don't even want to really get into that. But um, I told myself this is something that's worth it. This is something I need. It's not an astronomical price at all. So it's something that I have to incorporate in as a part of self care and self love. Right? I need to get back to my therapy session. So I just really encourage, I keep saying it, but I do. I encourage us to go to therapy. Um, and especially if you're single, that is the time that you are given to really work on yourself. And I really want people to understand that being single is not a bad thing. Being single is not or shouldn't be taken as a depressive state of mind, a depressive part of your life. That is time you are given to decompress, understand what happened in your last situation, your last relationship, your last marriage, whatever the case may be. Really understand and dissect what happened with you and that other person, and find out what changes you need to make for your next relationship, right? And also figure out who you are, who you were in that moment to them or for them, whatever the case may be. Being single is not a horrible thing. And I think we need to really start normalizing being single, right? I'm not saying that, relationships are stupid. You shouldn't be with anyone. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is when someone becomes single, when people break up, when people become divorced, I don't want people to, or I should say, I don't think it's a good idea for people to feel like, oh God, I'm single now. Like I have nobody. Like now my life is just over. Baby, there's so many things that you need to, there's no way you can really truly understand who you are, figure out who you are, learn who you are, learn what you like to do, what you don't like to do, really hone in on you as a person, and also be in a full-time committed relationship because you also have to focus on them, right? So being single is the ability and the space and opportunity to be selfish and only care about yourself and only focus on you. Why would you not want to do that? I didn't start going to therapy or even thinking about going to therapy until I became single. I didn't start focusing on my health until I became single, or just really taking away the thought of being in a relationship, right? Really letting go the idea of being with someone and just only focusing on myself. I didn't start doing certain things until I became single and isolated myself from dating. So we need to normalize that. We really do, because there's nothing wrong with being single, girl. Like, some folks are living their best life. Some folks are doing things they've never been able to do because they've been held down by a marriage or relationship, right? Working jobs they've never been able to work, making so much money they probably have never been able to make. Just have a bunch of freedom, a bunch of willpower. Like, you just don't know. So it's all about how you make it. It's all about how you utilize that time. But being single is not a bad thing, and we need to normalize that it is a good thing. It's a selfish thing, and there's nothing wrong being selfish. So, as I mentioned, part of the reason why I started back going to therapy was because of my job. Okay, my job just really stresses me out, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. My job has recently made some changes, and because of those changes, I now I don't want to say work in a I'm a part of a different department, but I was doing that work before, if that makes sense. Okay, let me just explain. So what I do is, well, what I started off doing when I first started with the company was, make a long story short, I coordinate home health care. Okay. So if someone needs home health care, from coming out of a hospital, surgery, whatever, you need physical therapy, occupational therapy, you need nursing, you need wound care, um, any of those things, your physician, hospital, whoever can reach out to us with a referral for home health care, and I would coordinate that for the patient, right? That's what I started off doing at this company. Then they want to start cross training, which I'm not really a big advocate for, because it's like, these jobs want to cross train you, but then they don't want to pay you for all the skills that they're teaching you. But whatever, I digress. So I started cross training, and I started to work on phone intake, but it was only for prior authorization. So what that meant was, the companies that we are contracted with for the home health care, they would reach out to us for prior authorization to perform the home health care for the patients, right? So I was processing prior authorizations. So half of the day, 4 hours, I was doing prior authorizations, and then the other 4 hours I was coordinating home health care. Due to some changes within the company, they did lay some people off. Um, I think we've lost some contracts. Just a bunch of changes has happened, right? So now, because they laid people off, they started switching around people in different departments. So then they switched me to the phone intake department. So now I fully operate on the phone side, doing prior authorizations, which I cannot stand. Okay. Now, I don't want to go in too deep on that and give my thoughts and opinions until later, because there's some things that's going on. I bring all that up because I want to talk about Black women in corporate. Because when I came over to that department, right, I was like, okay, this is not going to work, because of course, if you work from home, then pretty much we operate off of Teams, Microsoft Teams, right? Everybody chatting and stuff, you in different groups, different teams or whatever. And so they took me out of the old team that I was in, and they put me onto the phone team. Tons of people are in this chat, right? I don't know what's going, because here's the thing. The reason why I feel so overwhelmed is because in the beginning, is because they just threw me, out there into this department, right? So now I'm in a group in a chat with I don't know how many people in this chat, okay? Everybody named mama in this chat. Everybody named mama seem like they're a leader, they're a supervisor. I don't know who's a lead. I don't know who's a supervisor. I don't know who's a regular worker like me. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just thrown out there, okay, and trying to fight for my life because I don't know what's going on. I'm frustrated because I hate changes like this, right? Well, I should say this, and I'm just being completely honest, and I'm sure a lot of people can understand and agree. I don't like changes within a company because you messed up as a company. So now we have to pay for it as employees. I hate that. And I feel like that's what has happened. Because they have messed up in the past, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but because they have messed up in the past, we now have to pay for that. And I don't think it's fair. But again, I'll digress. So it was a lot going on in this chat. And I just felt like they're very micromanaging. And I hate working working in a job or in a department where you micromanage. Okay. Now, no, I'm not one of those people that feel like I got to have things done this way and things need to be done this way for me to do this. And I'm picky and I'm complaining. No, I'm not that girl. Right. There are so many things that has happened at a job that I was at. I did not like, I didn't agree, but I was there to just collect a check. So I did what I needed to do. As long as what you're asking me is not against my morals, against what I believe in, or as long as you're not talking to me crazy, you're not being disrespectful, you're not being unprofessional, I will do what I need to do. So I'm not one of those girls, right, who do a lot of complaining and just don't feel like doing nothing, right? But when I got to this department, I was just like, they very much micromanage when I tell you. It was so overwhelming. So I had a meeting. Well, I reached out to my new supervisor and I told her that I wanted to see if there's an opportunity for me to go back to my previous position, right? So she called a meeting with her supervisor, right? These are two black women. So I was just like, and listen, I want to say this because I know there is not a myth, but I know there's a thing, for lack of better words, where some people feel that black women in business and black women in management and leadership, they overdo it because they want to be taken seriously or they want to be looked at as equal, right? And at first I didn't believe that. I didn't believe that stereotype. I didn't believe in that. I mean, it's already bad enough we're labeled as, we have attitudes and we're this and we're that, right? And so on top of management and leadership, I didn't want to believe that, right? But in this situation and with the conversation we had, I was like, okay, is there some truth to it? We had a conversation, we had a meeting. And I was explaining to her, I was nice. I was all of the things, right? And I was just explaining, I said, I just wanted to see if there was an opportunity for me to go back to my original position. I said, because I feel overwhelmed here. I feel like it's very micromanaged. And let me also say this. I am a person where if I'm not comfortable, if I feel something, if I have something to say, if I feel like something needs to be called out, I'm that person at work that does that, right? I'm the voice. And the reason why I say I'm the voice is because there's a lot of people at any of my jobs who have felt the same way that I have felt. We will have side conversations. We will text each other. We have the same thoughts and opinions about management, leadership, the job, all of that. But they not comfortable or they're not bold enough to speak up. So I was that person. Not saying I was elected, but my natural, personality, I speak up. I'm not going to sit there and just be uncomfortable or just really feel out of place and not say anything. Now, I'm not the person that says it with an attitude and shaking my head and doing, no, I will say it professionally. I will ask to speak to management. I will ask to address certain things. If they say, hey, does anybody have any comments or questions? So, of course, I will go about it respectfully. I will go about it professionally. But I am one of those people, if I feel like something needs to be said, if I feel like or want to make suggestions about the company or about a certain task, about a certain skill, a duty, or a certain routine, whatever the case may be, I am a person who will speak out and say something if I feel like that situation is going to affect my job performance. So, with that being said, getting back to the story, I told her that I just feel like they very much micro. When I tell you, when I got into that chat, it was so overwhelming. It was so many people talking. I didn't know what was going on. And mind you, I was only doing phone intake for half the day. I don't really know all of what's going on, all of the logistics of what it is to be phone intake. I don't know all the rules and regulations because I wasn't fully trained on all of this, right? So I was just like, I feel like everything is micromanaged. It's overwhelming, right? It's my anxiety is through the roof, which is all true. My anxiety is running high. I'm just like, oh, I can't do this. So I wanted to see if I can go back to my previous position. Now, mind you, we're on Teams, right? So we're having this conversation through Teams. We all had our cameras off. She turns her camera on. She's like, you guys don't have to turn your camera on. It's fine. I just want to turn my camera on. I'm like, okay. So I didn't turn my camera on. She was the only one that had her camera on. So I'm a person who I can tell by your mannerisms. I can tell by your movement. I can tell by the way you're saying things, your tone. I read into all of that, right? She was like, so let me just make sure I understand this right. And she repeated back what I said, but the tone, how she said it, the head movement of how she was doing it, it was, to me, she was saying it in a way that it sound crazy, right? She was saying it like, so you mean to tell me, well, she didn't say that part, you mean to tell me, but she said, so let me understand, you don't want to be over here because you think we micromanage. And even though we haven't micromanaged you and you just came to this department, you feel it's not going to be a good fit for you. She said it in a way as if, girl, you sound stupid. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. Yes, I said this to her. So when I first fully moved to that department, we had a meeting. She had a meeting with everybody, and she was just trying to say, I know this may not be comfortable. I know this is a new change, so everybody has to adjust and da 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 da. But we should be blessed that we all still are employed. And that's another thing I don't like. Don't make me feel like I have to accept something because I'm still employed. Like, just because I still have a job, which yes, I'm grateful for, but just because I still have a job doesn't mean I have to like something that I really don't like. Like, no. Anyway, so she says, we had the meeting, the first meeting. She was going around asking how everybody feel, and we were on camera this first meeting. And you can tell them, listen, I'm a person, I don't hide how I feel through my looks. You will know if I'm uncomfortable. You will know if I'm irritated. You will know if I'm not liking what you're saying. So I was sitting there in confusion but frustration. And so she was like, Simone, you have anything to say? And I was like, no, not right now. I don't know what I said, but they can clearly tell that I was uncomfortable, right? Now that was maybe like the first day we came over there. So I want to say the second day is when I had the meeting with my two managers. And so that's when she said, you just came over here. You already feel like you're being micromanaged, even though no one said anything to you, and you want to go back to your previous position. Do I have that right? And I told her, yeah. And so again, it may sound crazy. For me, it doesn't. I am a person, it's not going to take me 2, 3, 4 months to realize I'm not comfortable. It's energy. It's energy. It's the not aroma, but it's the environment, it's the feeling, it's the energy. When I came to that department, instantly my anxiety went up. I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. It was so much going on in that chat. And they keep what was it? They kept tagging my name and kept trying to call me out. I'm like, what is it? It was so frustrating. I don't like to be micromanaged. I don't work that way. And I feel like that needs to be understood as far as there are certain people that work better without being micromanaged. It's not trying to be stubborn, it's not trying to be a brat. No, people have different work ethics. And I think companies need to respect that. There are some people that work great with you micromanaging them. There are some people who work great with where you just give them their duties and they knock it out the park. And I'm one of those. Let me know what I need to do. Give me my job. Give me my skills, my tasks for the day, and leave me alone. I don't need you to keep calling me. Trust me, if I have a question, I have no problem asking you any questions that I need answers to. Just let me do what I need to do. And I just felt overwhelmed. And so when she repeated it back to me, and I told her, yeah, that's how I feel. And so it became robotic, where it was like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I don't know what else she said, but she had no care in her speech. She had no concern. It was as if it was something she had to repeat and say. And the fake apology and the fake understanding. And then she ended with but no, you can't go to that other department. There's no opportunity for that. And if that's not something that you're okay with, then by all means do whatever you feel you need to do. I said, okay, pretty much, if you don't feel like you can do this, you can go find you somewhere else to work, type deal, right? And I'm like, okay, duly noted, duly noted. I will definitely do what I need to do going forward. And that's what I said, right? But you can clearly see the attitude. You can clearly see, even if you don't agree with what I'm feeling, even if you don't understand, even if it sounds crazy, that's my personal feeling. That's my personal thoughts. To in my opinion, dismiss it by the tone of your voice and your attitude, you're dismissing my feelings based off how you guys make me feel with how you're running this ship. I'm not getting this feeling out of my ass. So I was just like, okay, all right. And I couldn't stand. Let me be quiet. But I was just like, okay, I know what I need to do. But in that moment, I was like, okay, maybe there's some truth to Black women in leadership and management, because the way she handled that, and not even just in that moment, I would see how they write. Like, I think I took a picture. I don't know. They will make posts about breaks and lunches and stepping away from your desk, and the way they would write it was very like condescending. It was very trying to be funny but be serious. It rubbed me the wrong way. And again, it don't take me 3, 4, 5 months to realize, sometimes some things do, like men. I wish I figured those things out faster. But when it comes down to a job, it don't take me 3, 4, 5 months to realize this ain't gonna work, or to realize you on some other, or I can't trust you. It don't take that long. The vibe, the energy, all of that, the way they speak to you in the team chats, the things that they say, the emails they send, I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna work. So I really wish that myth or that thought process about Black women in management was not true, but I feel like there's a little bit of truth to it, because it was like, girl, you don't need to beat on your chest with me, right? You don't need to do that. And it was no point to, like, I wasn't even on camera with her. I can understand if I was giving her that energy to be that way, but I'm not even on camera with you. So you don't even see how I'm acting. You don't even see what I'm saying. You don't even see my mannerisms. You don't even see any of that. So why are you giving me this? It was so crazy, but I was just like, okay, I know what I need to do and trust and believe things are going to get done. Okay. But on a lighter note, actually, that's a good pun intended, if you will, because I'm about to talk about GLP-1, y'all. Yes, I am on the shot, y'all. I caved in. I'm on the shot. Let's talk about it. Actually, before we talk about that, I do want to tell you guys about this collaboration I have with The Cologne. Shout out to The Cologne for reaching out to your girl. I really, really appreciate you guys. Listen, I'm a girl who loves to smell good. I'm a girl who loves to, even in my home, air fresheners, all of the things, okay? I'm a girl who loves to smell good. It is nothing to me more sexy than a woman and or a man smelling good. You can be a hideous looking person. You can be not attractive, but baby, I can give you kudos if you smell good, okay? And I fully believe in just walking into a room and smelling like something. Okay. You don't understand how many numbers, how much acknowledgement you can get by just smelling good. Okay. So my people over here at the Cologne, okay, gifted your girl with 2 fragrances. One of them, baby, I don't know if it's for men or women. It smells like it's for a man. But when I tell you, I may just actually have to walk around smelling like a man because it smells so good. Okay. Now make sure you guys click on this link down below. Okay. To get 15% off. All right. Please do so. Save you some coins, especially in today's economy. Okay. Gas is out the roof. Groceries are higher than a giraffe's ass. Okay. So please make sure you get your coins, okay? Or save your coins, all right? And use this link with my discount code to make sure that you get you some money saved up, okay? The link is cloneofperfume.com/Monet's Curvy Closet. Again, that's cloneofperfume.com/Monet's Curvy Closet. The link is on the screen. But of course, for my podcast people, make sure you go over to the YouTube version and click the link. If that does not work, you can also just go to the website, which I'll put the main website as well on there. And then when you get to check the checkout section in the little up with a discount box or whatever, put Monet's Curvy Closet, and you should get 15% off. Save you some money, okay? Don't pass it up. But listen, the fragrances are so modern, okay? Modern looking, all right? Is this the one I like? Oh my God. It's like a luxury type of perfume. I think this is not the one. This is not my favorite. This smells really good. This I have Lost in Symphony. Lost in Symphony. This one smells really, really good. But this one, oh my God. This is number 83, Lost in Symphony. Okay. And this one, oh my God, y'all. This is number 13, Rouge Veil. This smells so. My son wanted this. He took it. Okay, I couldn't even really fully smell it before he took it off my dresser. You hear what I'm saying? But it does smell like a man's cologne. But I will wear this. I don't care. Okay. But then wait a minute. Now, if another man walks up to me, he gonna think I smell like my boyfriend or something. And I'm not. I don't got no boyfriend. I'm single. Okay. Maybe I just wear this around the house. I don't know. But it's definitely gonna get worn. Maybe I just go to Walmart to wear. Okay. When I went onto the website is beautiful, very high quality, cruel-free fragrances, okay? Get you some, again, cloneofperfume.com/Monet's Curvy Closet, 15% off. And did I mention they're vegan? Oh, that smells so good. Listen, I'm telling y'all, go on over to the website, get you some cologne. Please let me know what y'all think. I'm going to give me some as well. I will be honest, I've never heard of this company before. They reached out, but I will definitely be on their website because I want to smell more of I want to get more of their fragrances. If you have tried this company already, let me know the fragrances the fragrances, girl, slow down. Let me know the fragrances that you guys have, and what you like, and maybe I'll try it as well. But this Rouge, I can't. I can't. Oh, that smell. That's a man's cologne. That's a man's cologne. I like it. Cologne, do y'all got this like a woman version? Let me know something because I really do like that. When I unboxed this and I smelled these fragrances, I was pleasantly surprised. Now, again, I like to be honest in my reviews. I don't care if it's a collaboration. I don't care if I'm getting paid or not getting paid, if it's gifted, whatever the case may be. I like to be honest with my dolls. I like to be fair. I like to give an honest review. I was very pleasantly surprised. The bottles, the packaging in the bottles looks really good. It looks very sophisticated. Again, it looks like a luxury type of cologne. And I'm here for it. I really want to see what else they have. So I'm going to go onto the website and take a look. But please make sure you use that code. Please make sure you save you some coins. Let me know what you think. Again, if you do have these colognes already, or if you have been on that site before and you have purchased from this brand, let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite fragrance is, what it smells like, what it's doing, how many numbers did you get, girl, off that cologne. Let me know and comment down below. Okay, y'all, I caved in. I caved in. Everybody and their mama have been on these weight loss pills, shots, all of the things, okay? Now, I'm going to do my best to be as thorough as possible in this process and explain to you from start to finish what I did, how I got on it, a little bit of backstory, right? So I take Zepbound. I said pound. Girl, Zepbound. This is not sponsored, by the way. I take Zepbound, okay, which I think the alternate name is Tirzepatide. I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, so a little bit of backstory. I promise I'll try to be fast. I have always thought about taking the shot, right? When Olympic, Jesus Christ, when Ozempic came out, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it. I seen all the girls doing it. I seen people losing weight. And listen, let me clarify before I really get into it. Let me say this. I feel the need to really clarify some things and say this because I don't want people to get it misconstrued. I don't want to lose weight because I'm unhappy. I don't want to lose weight, or I'm not taking the shot, or I'm not working out at the gym because I am ashamed of my weight, because I don't feel pretty. It's nothing like that, because I know there are people that wonder, especially women who advocate for being plus size and call themselves loving their bodies and all of the things, but then they see a lot of women taking the shots, working out in the gym and all of the things, and they feel like it's contradicting their message and their platform, right? So let me just comment on that. I am not doing this because deep down inside I'm unhappy. Deep down inside I'm ashamed of my weight. Deep down inside I'm depressed because of my weight. No, I'm not doing this because of any of those reasons. This is me being 100% honest in full transparency. I now weigh, let me see, I went to the doctor the other day. I weigh 402, 40 something. Well, I weigh 400 pounds, okay? 400 pounds. I'm not ashamed to say that. I know there's a lot of women, or they say you shouldn't ask a woman her weight. I weigh 400 pounds. If you can see it, why wouldn't I say it? I ain't had nothing. I am getting to the point where I'm getting very tired and sluggish, and it has a lot to do with my weight. I have very lack of energy. I just don't want to do things. And I think that it has a lot to do with my weight, obviously. And so for those reasons is why I want to start taking better care of my health. It's not because I don't like what I see when I'm in the mirror. It's not because I can't find a date because it's not any of those reasons, right? To be very honest with you, I don't want to say I'd rather be a big girl, but knowing that I'm not the average size person, I am not what society considers beauty standards. Yet I can still find someone who truly loves me for me and don't love me because I got a big butt, big breast, because I look like an Instagram model. Like when you are different and someone still loves you, that means you are finding genuine love, right? In my opinion, when you are Instagram model looking type of girl, you're getting attention based off your body. 9 times out of 10, and it's no disrespect, but you're getting attention based off, and I'm not trying to talk about them or be rude, but I'm saying I'd rather for someone to look at me and my imperfections and say, I still love you. You are still beautiful. I still care for you. And I genuinely know that they care for me and my heart, and not because I look like an Instagram model and they just only want me for my body parts. Now, that's also not to say that there are not men out there who don't fetishize about plus size women and look at it as a kink, because unfortunately it is. There are men who look at plus size women and BBWs as a kink, as a fetish, and they only want to utilize them for that. So in every shape, size, whatever it is, there's always fools out there that just want to use you for your body. But what I'm saying is, being different and someone still loving you for your differences, I think is far more important than you not even knowing if a person loves you for your body or loves you for you. So I like being the size that I am as far as being a plus size woman. Do I think I need to shed some pounds? Absolutely. Only because it's affecting my health, it's affecting my movement, it's affecting my energy. I want to be able to do things with my kids, especially my little girl. I want to be able to take her outside and take her places and not be so exhausted and so tired. I mean, a lot of times I'm tired because I'm always working, I'm doing my side jobs. I have a 9 to 5. So I'm always tired because of those things, but little intricate things I want to be able to do with her, and I'm just overall tired and I don't want to do it. Um so I'm deciding to lose weight for those reasons, for those purposes. It's not because I just feel ashamed of my weight and nobody wants me. No, it's not any of that. And then just also, I'm getting older. I'm about to be 39. I do need to start taking better care of my internal health, my intake, making sure I don't get diabetes, because I'm pre-diabetic. I found that out, maybe 2 years ago now. Pre-diabetic. I got to work on that. I want to eat healthier. I don't want to die at an early age, right? So when a plus size woman wants to start losing weight and she's a plus size advocate or she's a plus size content creator, her niche or her platform is based off being proud of being plus size, and then you start seeing her taking weight loss shots and things of that nature, it doesn't necessarily mean she's depressed or she's been faking it the whole time. No, we get to a point where we start to realize, girl, you got to care about your health. That's also not saying that we're eating crazy like either to keep up the weight. Some folks may think that. I just want to throw that out there. You never know what folks are really thinking. But I want to just say that we're not eating out of control to add to the weight. No. But again, when you see women, plus size women who decide to lose weight, who decide to start eating healthier, who decide to start taking better care of their body, it's not because they're depressed all the time. It's some of us get to a point where we're like, okay, girl, you cute and all, and you love your body. We get it. But you want to make sure you don't die at 42. I want to say 2 years ago, I went to the doctor, and I believe I shared this a little bit. Well, I think I said something on Facebook. But I went to the doctor about 2 years ago, and I thought this was very ironic, which is how I end up getting on Zepbound. I went to the doctor 2 years ago. People may say, oh, it has nothing to do with color, yada, yada, yada. But hey, We all know the stories, especially as Black women and Black people in general. We all know the stories where especially Black women's health are not taken seriously all the time. Not saying that some doctors don't take us serious, but a lot of times they don't, right? So I went to the doctor about 2 years ago, was seeing a white doctor, white lady doctor. Clearly, she knew I was overweight, quote unquote obese, as they say. And I talked to her about weight loss. I talked to her about weight loss. I talked to her about the shot. I talked to her about all of that. That was my first conversation and first step in the idea of doing Ozempic and stuff, right? Make a long story short, she told me that even if I did not need a authorization, they don't prescribe the shots. They don't prescribe weight loss medication or shots or whatever. And I was like, what? Okay, I'm like, fine, whatever. Let that go. End up going back to the doctor a year later, which was last year. I got a Black doctor. Wonderful. Start talking to her about my weight loss, about, losing weight. Told her it was hard for me to get to the gym. I just wanted something that will just boost me up. And if I see the results and I see it working, that's going to motivate me to continue on. That's just how I am. If I see it working, I'm going to tell myself, okay, I see it working. Let me finish this. Let me do it. Let me put more forth effort into it, right? She's like, okay, cool, no problem. She said, I'll give you this sample of Zepbound and then I'll write another prescription. She had no problem writing me a prescription for this weight loss pill, with this weight loss shot. And she also, well, I take that back. Before I seen her, I seen another doctor, and she prescribed me some weight loss pills and for my anxiety too. I can't think of the medication. But then when I got to this last doctor who I currently see, I told her my issues and she had no problem. She didn't tell me nothing about, mind you, this is the same facility, the same doctor location, same office, just a different doctor. She had no problem writing me a prescription. She didn't talk about authorization. She didn't talk about any of that. Mind you, she was a Black doctor, a Black female doctor. I was like, well, let's go. I was so happy. I was so excited. I just couldn't believe it was so easy. Again, some people may say, well, it's not about color. I don't know. And yes, maybe the rules could have changed from the previous year that I've seen the white doctor versus this year that last year that I've seen the Black doctor. Maybe their rules have changed with insurance and stuff and they don't need an authorization. I don't know. But what I will say is when I was talking to the white doctor, I did feel dismissed. I felt dismissed in a way where it was like, well, we can't do that. So that was it. There was no talking to me about other options. There was none of that. She didn't prescribe me any like weight loss medications that I can take outside of the shot. Nothing. It was just like, well, we don't do that. And that was it. So I felt very dismissed. With the Black doctor, I felt heard. She understood. She gave me a sample they had in the office. And she said, here, take this. And then I'll write you a refill. No problem. I was so excited. So I started taking it. In case anybody's interested, I did do it through my insurance. Again, the lady didn't talk about authorizations, so I never called my insurance to find out if I needed authorizations. Let me think, pricing. And again, this may be different versus what insurance you have. I think the first time when I got a refill, I cannot remember how much I paid, but I don't think I paid over $100 for out of pocket. That was with insurance, right? With whatever my insurance covered. I don't think I paid out of pocket. I'm sorry, I don't think my out of pocket expense was over $100 for my refill. She started me off on 5 milligrams. In the Zepbound is 4 pens. You take it once a week at the same time, um, the same day every week. So I think I was doing like Thursdays at the time. And it'll give you directions. It'll tell you where you can take it. You can take it, in your, your side of your stomach, your shoulder, wherever you want to do it, right? I took it. I instantly seen not the results, but I felt what it was doing. I felt the effect. When I tell you my cravings went away, I was eating like maybe once a day. And didn't even realize it. Like I would eat breakfast and then didn't eat anything until lunch, and and didn't eat anything until dinner, and I wasn't even hungry. Okay, it definitely helps decrease your appetite. It worked wonders. Okay, did I lose weight? I don't think I did. I will say though, because I recently just went to the doctor last week. Um, My doctor told me I lost weight from last year though. So when she seen me last year, and this is the same black doctor, when she seen me last year in July, I was like 419 pounds or something like that. Then she compared my weight when they weighed me last week. I was like at 402 or something. So I lost about 15 something pounds. Now, how I did it, I don't know because I wasn't exercising. I was not going to the gym. I was not on a special diet. Even at that time, I don't think I was taking the shot like that at all. So it must have been stress because I don't know how I lost the weight. Um, because let me see when she took my last year, they took my weight in July. She didn't put me on Zepbound until August, I think, of 2025. So it could have been the shot. I don't know. And I say I don't know because I took the shot. I couldn't afford, I think I got maybe one refill and I couldn't afford the copay. So I stopped taking Zepbound. Stopped taking it for a couple months. I was so sad because it was working as far as decreasing my appetite. But I couldn't continue the copays. Again, I wasn't paying over $100, but when you a single mom and you doing everything for yourself, you got to pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? What you can afford. So I had to let it go. Then recently, as of maybe I want to say last month or earlier this month, I had one more refill left. Went there, got the refill, and I started back taking the Zepbound. Then I had my doctor's appointment last week and she prescribed me more. She told me that she's going to boost it up to 7.5 or 7.2 milligrams, something like that. She told me to let her know if I liked it. Uh, and I asked her what's the benefit of the dosage. And she said it just pretty much decreases your appetite even more than what the 5 milligrams did. I said, okay, bet. So she was like, you take it. Let me know if it does too much where you feel like you're not eating at all. Then we'll go back to the 5 milligrams. Mind you, also, I had to teach myself. I don't know if anybody else, and please let me know your stories. If you're taking Zepbound as well or any other GLP weight loss shot or whatever, let me know I'm sure a lot of girlies are doing it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your story. I would love to hear it. But it was at a point where I was forcing myself to eat. And I'm like, okay, you're working against the shot. You don't feel hungry, right? You're not hungry, but you're forcing yourself to eat. And I think it's like a comfort thing too. Like I wanted to eat, right? I wanted to lay on the couch and have a snack or have something to eat while I was watching TV or a snack before I go to bed. I think it was a comfort thing and I was used to doing that. And I was forcing myself to eat when I wasn't hungry. And I'm like, you can't do that. You're working against it. You're not hungry. Allow yourself not to eat. Now, of course, don't go all day without eating anything, right? Of course, I need to eat something. But if you're not hungry and you've eaten, right? You've eaten, but you're just not hungry right now, or you don't want a snack, that's fine. You don't have to force. So I had to teach myself not to work against it, right? This last prescription, that I was on of the Zepbound, I got better at it. I didn't force myself to eat when I wasn't hungry. And when I tell y'all, this may sound so small to people, it may sound even stupid, but I was so proud of myself and I really realized it was working. I came home. I have not changed my diet. I'm gonna say that too. I have not changed my diet. I did go back and start working out at the gym, but I have not changed my eating habits. I need to work on that. But one night I had got a Whopper, right? Um, and I got a Whopper and I didn't want a full meal, but I wanted something small, right? So I got me a Whopper and because listen, Burger King fast food itself is so expensive. When I tell you, I usually try to get Whoppers on Wednesday. They have Whopper Wednesdays and it's cheaper, right? So I was okay, I want a Whopper. And it was like maybe like 9 o'clock at night or so. It was at nighttime. And I was so proud of myself. I didn't eat the whole thing at all. I cut it in half. I don't even know when I have ever cut a sandwich in half and didn't eat it all the same day. I was so proud of myself. It may sound small, it may sound stupid, but the fact that I was able to tell myself, you're not really hungry, you don't want the whole thing, and because it was nighttime, I didn't want to have a full burger on my stomach. I cut it in half. It was also one day we went to my son wanted Buffalo Wild Wings, right? Got all these different kind of wings, didn't even eat it. I had no hunger, and I was very proud of myself. So it definitely was working. It definitely was working for me. So fast forward to today, right? She prescribed me 7.2 or 7.5, something like that, milligrams. And she had asked me, she said, did your insurance change? I said, no. She's like, I wonder why it's so high. She said, well, maybe we'll just wait to see what, insurance will say. So Walgreens send me, I go through Walgreens. Walgreens sends me a message that, my prescription was ready. So I go on there and it said $817. I said, I know you lying. I said, mm-mm. And that was with insurance coverage. So I said, no, ma'am, we're not doing this. So I wrote my doctor and I said, can we bump it? Can we go back down to 5? I said, maybe because it's a higher dosage, maybe it costs, right? I said, can we bump it down to 5? She sent a prescription for 5. It still said 800. I said, so no, I take that back. The prescription is not ready. So it was giving me the price without insurance. So I have to go back and check and see if my prescription is ready and what the final cost is. If it is still charging me. Now it did say, how many refills did she give me? I think it's at 6. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But if it's hundreds of dollars, first of all, I'm gonna be hurt. Because I finally found, listen, if you're like me where trying to lose weight is one of the hardest things to do and the hardest things to stay on track with, when you find something that really works and you see it's working for you, and then all of a sudden there's an interception and now you don't know if you can continue to do it, it's gonna hurt your feelings, okay? And Zepbound is the only thing that I have actually seen I can really do this. It is motivating me to go to the gym. It is motivating me to watch my portions and what I eat. It's actually motivating me to make some changes. And if insurance is gonna get in the way, I'm gonna be sad. So I don't know. I will keep y'all posted on this. I really hope I don't have to pay an arm and a leg for this medication. I'm gonna have to call my insurance and say, listen, what are y'all doing? I don't know. My insurance has always been the same. I don't know what has changed. I don't know why it's more expensive. What are y'all doing? But I hope it's not, because I really want to stay on this. I'm not trying to be skinny. I want to throw that out there as well. I'm not trying to do this to be skinny. I want to keep weight on my bones. I just need to live a healthier life. I need to be around as long as I can for my children. And I don't want to continue walking around like I'm 9 months pregnant and I'm not, because there's no baby in this oven at all. It will not be. Okay, this oven is closed. This bakery is burnt down. Okay, there's no buns and no bread in this oven. But I don't want to continue looking like I have some. So I'll keep y'all posted. But let me know y'all stories. Let me know if you guys have had the same issues. Yeah, I don't know how people doing it. Like, well, I guess, I mean, if you are a successful content creator, if you're a celebrity, you can afford out of pocket. But for the working folks like me, I'm not paying hundreds of dollars. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. But yes, let me know y'all stories. Let me know your experiences. I really love this stuff. I see it working. I'm I'm very happy, and I hope I can continue doing this because, you know, she just want to shed a few pounds, just a little bit, what I'm saying? Just not a lot, just a little bit. Anyway, that is all that I have for you guys today. I have shed a lot of information on today's video. It's probably going to be long. I was trying to only make it 30 minutes, but we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be over 30 minutes. But thank you guys so much. Again, if you have reached this part of the video, okay, if you have watched the whole, okay, so if you have watched the whole entire video, then I want you to leave 2 black hearts. If you have watched this whole entire video, or if you have listened to this whole entire podcast, leave 2 black hearts in the comment section on the YouTube version video and let me know your thoughts. Please make sure you guys comment, like, and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, subscribe. I don't think you subscribe, you follow on the podcast. The podcast link is always down below in the description as well. But make sure you guys follow on my podcast. Make sure you rate my podcast. Give me a comment. Give me some feedback. Whatever it is, be nice, please. Be nice, be respectful. Because listen, sometimes I will get in comments with folks. Okay? I'm not one of those content creators that, no, I don't know. Listen, you come to me sideways, I'm coming to you sideways. Okay? Thank you. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Your comments, your opinions, all of the good things. Please make sure you check out cologneofperfume.com/Mone's Curvy Closet to get 15% off. I'm telling y'all, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys as always. Please make sure you check out my website, Mone's Curvy Closet, for my ebook, for my shades, for my lashes, for my dresses, all of the things. Support your girl, small black business. She just trying to do something out here in these streets, okay? I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I thank you so much. And thank you for watching. Talk to you later.
I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.